Hey everyone, this is GKCS. In this series, I'll be talking about competitive programming in Java, and the aim of each lecture in this series is to be short and to the point. So we'll be focusing on a specific concept on each lecture, and the aim of the series in general is to help provide certain tools to Java programmers in competitive programming. Uh, the biggest issue I see in coding competitions, apart from obviously not getting the problem, is actually wasting a lot of time trying to code it out, to test it, to get it to work somehow. And these processes are not, core to what the competition is searching for. We are looking for guys who can solve algorithms, who can think quickly, not people who you know know 3000 shortcuts or know some weird terminal hack, right? So this series will be having lectures which will simplify or at least abstract out that process of um, complicated libraries and complicated tricks. uh, I'll be going through the lectures that will be there in this series. The first one is on good coding practices. So I know generally competitive programming is not associated with good coding practices, but this can really help reduce your coding time. It can reduce it drastically, and it's also easier to debug programs when you have used good coding practices. Um, Lot of abstraction, isolation, these terms, in college I had heard these, and I just used to feel like, okay, it's because somebody needs to say something. But um, I assure you, I've tried both sides, and definitely coding practices can really help. And the second is test case generation. um, this involves not only edge cases, which many people are very focused on. It's also just generating general cases, and lots of them. So that will be discussed in the second lecture. The third one is pretty popular for all competitive programmers, FastIO. For Java, it's available online, and I'm sure you can look it up. But I'll be discussing on what exactly happens inside the FastIO class. So you can actually modify the FastIO class according to your needs. You can read bytes. You can read I don't know, maybe some weird string encoded something. The fourth one is going to be a GitHub integration. Now I know most programmers don't integrate their solutions with GitHub, but it can really help in the sense that when you make a commit or make a push in GitHub, the changes are saved. So when you notice that your code was working in the last integration and not working now, you know exactly what the difference is. You can go on GitHub, just check the diff, and then you know that this particular line or that particular line had an issue. The fifth lecture is on testing through multiple solvers. This is something related to, again, test cases, but multiple solvers um, can help you a lot. Usually, you have one solver which is pretty simple. It's got a very poor logic, but it works. While the other solver is the one you're testing. So I'll be discussing that more, but it's a very interesting one, and it's really helped me solve many problems in programming. The sixth one is interesting. It's Java 8 features. So how Java 8 actually helps competitive programming also. There's streams, there's sorting, there's quite a few library functions that Java 8 provides now. So we'll be having a look at those. And finally is, I think, the most advanced, and also you probably don't need to ever use it, but I'll still be talking about multi-threading in competitive programming. And if you have four processes available to you, you could expect a 150% increase in throughput. So in case your program is just below the mark, you could leverage multi-threading, and I'll be discussing on how to use that in Java specifically, but we'll be talking about that in the 7th lecture. So let's talk a little bit in this first lecture about the environment. Boom. Anyway, so what kind of IDE should we use? For Java, I have tried NetBeans, I have tried Eclipse, but the best IDE I have found till date is IDEA IntelliJ. It's got a very good response time, and also most of the shortcuts are pretty intuitive. Um, if I need to actually go into a function and check what it says, so the shortcuts, uh, the usages, everything is pretty simple and easy to understand. It's also easy to memorize, so I would suggest you try this IDE out. The things you need to carry in any competitive programming contest, if you want to keep certain pages cached, which explain certain data structures, certain algorithms, that's also a good idea. Having a folder which explains some basic algorithms or some basic data structures is a really good idea. Secondly, having a list of programs in a package, uh, the the fast input output, the maybe segment trees, maybe red black trees. I know I'm talking about some weird data structures right now, but having these data structures implemented can really save your coding time, and also take you out of the implementation details. I'm sorry, to actually problem solving. And the final thing I'd like to talk about is comparative programming in Java has a certain essence. The essence of this is Java provides a lot of libraries. I would say if you have a problem, try and find if it has already been solved in Java. For example, I need to divide a really big number with a really big number. Trying to solve this, it's not going to fit in long, it's not going to fit in double, it's just not going to fit. So in C++, I have seen coders um, implement a big integer class, and it's a pain. It's really difficult to remember again that okay, you're going to carry this digit, you're going to add it, how are you going to subtract, how are you going to divide, multiply. Well, Java provides this nice class called big integer. It just does the job for you. Yeah, it's simple. Oh yeah, okay, some typo here. So the essence of coding in Java: try and reuse as many solutions as you can. If they do not exist, try and make them and save them. So this is where the GitHub integration will come into the picture. But remember, you're here to solve problems, not to code. That's, I think, the essence of any competitive programming contest. See you in the next lectures.